Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you a method I use to get shell out of crab meat you picked using a Blacklight. Are y'all ready? Let's do it. Here we go. Alright, you want to cut the lights off in the room for sure. At nighttime is probably the best time. But when you look in here, you can see, who sees that glowing right there? That right there that's glowing is a shell. Shells glow in the Blacklight. Another little one right there. But what I do is I take a napkin so I can do that, and you can actually see it glowing on the napkin. This particular flashlight, this Blacklight, is pretty good. I've tried a couple different ones, and this one seems to work better. Look at all the little pieces right here. See that little piece right there glowing? On my fingertip right there, see it glowing? I found it work better. It takes a little battery and it's a little bit stronger. And you actually see it just off of the main light. You see that right there? See it shining right there? See if I can get it. You can see it really good on my camera. I mean, in real life, but it probably, there's another one right. Yeah, let's see if y'all can see it glowing. Sometimes you see it glowing better than other times. I mean, I can see it good here, but using the light, there's another one right there. See if I can get it on here. It's glowing right there on my fingertip. And I'm putting them right over here. And this is just a half a pound of meat. But what I normally do, here's another piece, is I start at one end and I work my way down. Let me back it off here so you can see a little bit better maybe. But you keep seeing these little tiny pieces starting to glow. And I've already got about 10 of them right there. There's another one. All right, let's see if we can't. There's another little tiny one right there. Oh man, that's a big one right there. Look at that one right there. You see that one glowing right down my hand right there? Right there. All right, we're getting it set up here. Here's another decent sized one right there. Can y'all see that glowing right there? I mean, it's easy to see if you're here. Not sure how the camera's going to pick it up, but that is a big old shell right there. It's out of the crab meat. Anyway, what we do is we keep going through it. A little bit of time. I go back and forth through it sometime till I feel like I got most all of it out. Just like that Blacklight is kind of overpowering my camera a little bit. It's not here, but it's, that was just picking some off the top. There's that one right there. If y'all can see that glowing as good as you can, as I can see it. But they are definitely glowing. There's one right there. Y'all can see that right there. This napkin's already getting full here. Man, those tiny pieces here. You probably wouldn't even know that one right there. But I'm picking every piece I see out of here. There's a nice size one right there. I'm kind of get on here so you can see how it glows just off from it. See it right there glowing? And my fingertip right there is glowing like crazy. It's funny how crab shell, there's another nice size, nice one right there, glows with a Blacklight. I'm not sure why. Now, I say that, but there are some actually in the claw area, I believe it is. You'll see a little bit of the meat actually glows, but you'll learn once you do this when it's meat and it's in the shell. The shell's just like that right there. I don't know if y'all can see that glowing. When I get close to it right there, it glows like crazy right there. All right, let's get that off my finger. Sometimes I use that napkin to try to get the pieces off my finger. I just rub it on a napkin so it comes off. Because otherwise you get right back in here. Like I say, this light is the best one I've found so far. And I'll put a link down in the video description. So if anybody interested in trying this, you can give it a shot. I've tried two other ones. And one was a brighter light, a bigger light. But it didn't give me quite the ID as this one does. And then there was another one that had, it wasn't quite as powerful as this. It worked, but this one definitely worked better than any one I've tried. So, and this is just a half a pound we're going through right here. I got another pound I got to go through here in a second here. But y'all saw me how much I was picking up right there. Can y'all see that glowing right there? Let me get a little, right there. You see it glowing right there? Big old piece of shell. That's something you don't want in your crab cake. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Little tiny piece there. Another little, something, see that didn't come off my finger. You gotta be careful. Make sure it comes off your finger. It wants to stick. All right, it's pretty interesting how it can glow there like that. And there's a little piece glowing right there. I got that one on. Like I say, this is only a half a pound right here. And we got that one's pretty much done. Let's get the whole pound here. I'm gonna try to show you real quick. Just looking at it, can y'all, hopefully that's coming through together right there. 2 pieces of shell right there. And you see it right off the bat. I hadn't even taken it apart yet. And you can pick the shell right out of, look at that right there. That's something you don't want in your crab. Look at it. You can see it glows just off from it. You see it glowing right there. Right there. It glows like a light. That's just his 2 little pieces right up here. And this is just before I even break it apart. Piece right there. You're saying, daggone, that guy leaves too much shell in it. But I tell you, you can't pick crab without getting some shell in it. You just can't do it. Let's move this over here so I can get my camera. Look at that right there. Can y'all see that glowing right there? That is a big old piece of shell. Actually, that's meat. That's one of the ones that sometimes, like I say, you can do. Sometimes there's certain meat, I think it's the claw meat, that's got a little run through it that actually glows, which is kind of interesting. Let's, I'll start breaking it apart now. And we'll get ready to make some goodies out of this stuff here. But we want to try to get as much of the shell out of it right here. A little piece right there. Let's see if we can, there's another piece right there. You can keep going through this stuff and just keep finding it, and it's crazy. All right, we're going to finish going through this, and then I'm going to show you at the end of the video how much shell we actually worked out of this crab meat. There's one right there. I'm hoping y'all it shows up better than I'm seeing on my camera lens. I mean, I can see it great on my eyes, but the camera here isn't picking it up. Doesn't seem to be as good as my eyes are. But you see it all in right there. Let's see if it shows up right there. Y'all see it glowing right there? All right, let me get it out of here. There's a little piece right there. And like I say, I just use my napkin to kind of take it off of it. But these little pieces like that. Sometimes those little pieces, I imagine, you might not never even know it was there. But these big pieces, you'll know them. It's the worst thing in the world. My friend Wade says that's the worst thing he hates when he bites into a crab cake he made. Look at that. You can see it glowing right there. I can even see that on my camera glowing right there. And biting into a nice crab cake, and next thing you know, you're chomping down on a shell. Look at that. That's a big one, a big piece right there. Let's get that out of there. It even picks up some other pieces in the crab that I got right there. Hopefully, like I say, y'all can see some of these I'm picking out. There's a big piece right there. Who can see that one right there? Glowing right there. It's got some meat attached to it, which I try to eliminate, get out of there. But you can see it glowing right there. Let's make it a little closer. You see it glowing. Oh my God, this towel. You wait till y'all see the end result here. Oh, I just saw one go by. A little one right there. Little tiny one right there. We got it out. Another little tiny one right there. Get it out. All right. I think I saw another little piece in here. Yeah, you can't get 100%, but there's a nice one right there coming out. But this actually takes a lot of it out for sure. All right, we got almost there. Almost there. There it is right there. So y'all can see that glowing right there. Our fingertip. Okay. All right, looks like we're getting down to the last little batch here. Still got little pieces in here to get out. Got that one. Okay. I think that's going to just about, is that one? That's the meat. If you could see it live in person, you would see how much difference it makes right there. And hopefully it's going to come out okay on my video so y'all can actually see it. And normally what I would do at this point is kind of go back through just real quick, just to make sure I'm like that right there. Look at that. Look at that piece right there. You could go through it 2 or 3 times probably and do good, but pick out more. But this is a nice bright light. It allows you to see a lot better than some of the other black lights I've tried in the past. Look at that right there. Now this one was glowing around the end here, and what it is, it's actually a claw meat. It's got the center piece in the claw. Saw that one little piece on the end. That's a big piece right there you don't want in your food. It was glowing right on the end. I'm glad I got that one. That was a good one to get out of there. Okay, I think we just about got it. I want to show y'all now what it looks like over here. I'll try to take a picture for the end too. Oh my God, it's shell everywhere. One more time real quick through here. Okay, let me see if y'all can see. Look at all the glowing right there. That is all. It shows up pretty good there, it looks like. But all those are pieces that just got out of there. It just came out. Let me back up so you can see it glowing. That's all shell that just came out of that 1.5 pounds of meat. Pretty crazy, huh? Who would ever thought Blacklight to get shell out of crab meat? That's crazy, isn't it? All right, it works. Appreciate everybody coming along. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share, and subscribe to the Gigmaster. We'll see you tomorrow on another adventure. Stay tuned.